Are you ready for the annual Social Connections Summit? It's happening August 5th and 6th. This year's summit theme is all about building trust and connecting authentically. That's in both your personal and professional life. Experts, coaches, and social wellness practitioners from all over are going to gather to this one spectacular event to help bring the joy of connection, community, and camaraderie to you. If in your personal life you feel unsupported with your current social circles, or if you don't have a group of peers that are close to you in age and share your interests and lifestyles, if you feel shyness or anxiety when meeting new people, this event is for you. It's going to help you improve your personal life. And in your professional life, if you feel more like an outsider than a team member in the workplace, if you feel like you don't have peers at work that know what's important to you, or if you feel like you always have to go along to get along, you need to be at this event. I promise you, you will leave empowered with skills and knowledge to create the social, emotional support that you need in both your personal and professional life. You don't have to just be friendly at work. You can actually be friends. Come find out how. Don't wait. Get your tickets now. VIP ticket holders will receive private, personalized one-to-one coaching session from up to 3 different coaches of their choosing. That's right. VIP ticket holders will receive private, personalized coaching. If you've been afraid to invest in a coach, this is your opportunity to test drive. If you want an experiential learning environment like none other, where you're going to gain insight from world-class professionals, be empowered by personality tests like the Enneagram and DISC assessments, and have an opportunity to network and share your experiences with others who feel exactly as you do, get yourself to the annual Social Connections Summit happening August 5th and 6th. Go to patternsofpossibility.com to get your tickets, or check the link in the show notes. I'll see you there. Hey, what's going on? My name's Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting connections. In this episode, we're going to talk about everything being negotiable. Well, everything is not negotiable. That's the idea. If you are a people pleaser, if you are a person who hides their feelings, if you're a person who doesn't speak up for what they need, this episode is for you, because everything is not negotiable. Your needs specifically are not negotiable. If you want to connect with somebody authentically, you have to be able to express your needs. So in this episode, we're going to talk about how not expressing your needs hurts your relationships, why sometimes we hide our needs, and how to express them clearly. Are you ready? Let's go. So one of the more important things that I discovered in my life is that everything is not negotiable. Not everything is negotiable, despite what you may have heard. Your needs, your feelings, they are not negotiable. If you want to make an authentic connection with someone, and by the way, I believe authenticity is sharing your truth. Sharing your truth is how you feel about the experiences that you have. So if you're not able to share the truth about your feelings or about your experiences with another person, then you are hiding. You are hiding. And there's a need for us to be seen, heard, understood, and appreciated as people. We want to be connected. That's real connection. So if you are not getting your needs met, if you're pretending that they are met, you are not having an authentic connection with them. So this is how not expressing your needs will hurt your relationships, is because people will be expecting you to be that person that you pretend to be. And underneath, you'll be vibing a resentment or an anger or a frustration because you don't like what you're doing. You're not getting your needs met. No one really knows the real you because you're not expressing it. You're not expressing the real you. And, sometimes we hide our needs. We hide our needs because sometimes we don't even know what they are, honestly. We don't know what they are. We don't know how to ask for it. We don't know how to show up. And if we did express our needs, we are afraid that people will reject them. That's like the number one reason why we hide what our needs are. Somebody's not going to say it's okay to have a feeling. And we're going to revert back to being frustrated, angry. We're going to feel sad. We're going to feel alone, dismissed. All of those undesirable vibrations or emotions that come at us. And we're really trying hard not to do that. We want to be in the spaces with people who are going to accept us. So this is a really awesome, I think, universal trick that many of us fall for, is that we innately have a need for connection. And so we think that being in the physical space with someone meets that need. So we will not talk about how we feel in order to be in a space physically with people, thinking that I need to be around people. This is connection. I need this. And that's not it. That's really not it. So we hide our needs because, well, if we don't, we won't be around people. And there's a quote, air quotes, need to be around people physically. That's the kind of illusion that it is. Physically, we need to be around people, but not really. It's the emotional connection. It's the vibration, however you want to call it, that really makes the connection with us. And we don't know. I know I didn't know for a very long time. I just would pretend to like something. I would pretend that I was interested, but all along I would be resentful. And one of the other things that I discovered about life is that you can say one thing, but your emotional energy, however it is that you show up, is going to shine through. Like, you can tell when people are frenemies, when they smile in your face and they just have the worst intention for you. It's the same thing. You smile in somebody's face, or no, I did this a lot. I was like, yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy to be in this place with you. I'm so glad that you asked me and brought me along. And then underneath, I'm judging everybody there. I'm terrified that people don't like me. I'm frustrated that I'm in this place and I'm uncomfortable. And that vibration just shows up. That feeling just shows up. It's going to show on my face. It's going to show on my actions when I slink away and hide in the corner, or when I go drinking a whole lot because perhaps we're at a party and I just start drinking so I don't feel that frustration. I don't feel that energy, and I start then, talking to people and feeling looser to talk to people. But then I forget all the things that I talked about. I don't even really know what's important to me, and I just make it up as I go. It's a really awful situation to be in, and it's super common. It's super common. I've lived it for so many years, just hiding our needs. So if you're at that point where you feel like you have to hide because, wow, you want to be around people, I'd like you to consider something. That being alone is awesome. That's another thing I discovered about life is I like my own company. I like exploring new things. I like watching new things on TV. I like figuring out what is enjoyable to me and what isn't. I like puzzles. I like to do things to stimulate my own mind. I like to sit in silence. I like to do those things to get to know myself a little more. So while we're out there hiding our needs to be connected to people, I think it hurts our relationships a whole lot because they never get to know us. It's not real because they don't get to know how we feel about things. Connection, in my humble opinion, my belief, my definition is that when you share your feelings, the person you share your feelings with demonstrates that they understand how you feel. They don't judge you for it. They just understand. They can empathize with you, and they can demonstrate that empathy in the way that you also understand. So if you expressed anger about something, whoever you're expressing it to will see, yeah, I see you're angry, and you're justified in being angry because of everything blah, blah, blah you told me. And you will know that they heard you, and you won't feel alone. You see, expressing your truth is your feelings, expressing those feelings, expressing them clearly, loudly. So sometimes we hide our needs because we don't know what else to do. Sometimes we hide our needs because we don't know what they are. We haven't figured out that thing just yet. So I want to move on to how to express your needs clearly. So again, your needs are essentially the same as your feelings. Expressing your feelings, expressing your truth, you have a need to express your truth. So how you feel about the experiences that you have. I like to point at needs, though, as they are specific actions and behaviors that you need others to display that make you feel safe, comfortable, and secure. And they're also actions and behaviors that you need to display for yourself around others. And when you do that, you also feel safe, comfortable, and secure. Your needs. You need to be able to express yourself, and you need others to act accordingly when you do that expression. So you have to figure out what those things are so that you can express them to other people. And that requires you to spend some time alone getting to know yourself. And as for expressing them clearly, I have a 3-step formula that you can use to express it. And I know it's kind of clunky, and it's not something that you can use. Well, you can use it all the time, but it's obvious until you start working with it a little more. But the formula goes as this. To express your needs, you talk about the specific action that you want to see. Then you mention how you feel about that action. It's probably a joyful action. It's probably something that makes you happy. And then you share why it's important to you for that need to be met. So we're going to go into a couple of examples here. The first one is going to be about the needs that you have for yourself. The need that you have to behave for yourself, right? No one else is doing anything. It's just you taking care of your own need. So the action is, I need to be able to be alone 30 minutes after work. The feeling, it's relaxing. The why, it helps me shake off the stress of the day so that I can enjoy my time away from work. When thinking about our own needs, do you know what it is that you need? Look at those things that bring you joy and consider that being a need and being able to express it in that way, knowing why you need it, why it's important to you. And the why behind it, all the things that the action, the feeling, and the why, it's going to help you be able to express that to another person. If you have it in this format, it's easier for them to understand, and they'll get you because you can express it in a format that they can understand, right? They'll know exactly what it is that you need to do for yourself and to stay out your way because this is your need, right? So the next one I want to break down is what you need from other people, some actions that you might need from other people. And this is an example. The action is, I need you to respect my wishes when I say no. Specific action that you want from someone. The feeling, I would feel respected. Why would you feel respected? I would know that my opinion matters to you because that's important to you, right? So this is a need that you want from somebody else. This is something that you want to see someone else do. The action is to respect their wishes, have your wishes respected when you say no, and you would feel respected, right? You won't be laughed at. They wouldn't, whatever respect is for you, they're not going to laugh at you. They're not going to try and change your mind. No is no, however that looks for you. And why? Well, I would know my opinion matters. And that's important in any connection, right? So again, the formula is the action, the feeling, and the why. If you can know those for the experiences that you have, it's going to be really easy for you to connect with another person. Let me take that back. It's not going to be really easy. It's going to make it easier for you to express your needs to another person clearly. So give it a try and let me know how it works out for you, okay? I'll be right back with the answer Reddit question. All right, now it's time for the Reddit friendship advice question. If you have a friendship advice question that you think I should answer, tag me in it on Reddit. My handle is Brilliant and Resilient. That's Brilliant, the letter N, Resilient. What should I do? So I've had this friend for like a year or so. We were pretty cool until maybe 4-ish months ago when she started doing these slightly rude humor jokes on me. You know, like the ones that are supposed to be a joke, but you wonder if they somewhat mean it. But anyway, she told me all year she wanted to play pickleball tournaments with me, and then we played one, and no one on our team, not even her subs, played their best. We were just having an off day, and she seemed to get really pissed at me. Personally, I feel she played the worst of us all. She told everyone she could do these trick shots, but then legit could not do it on the court. Anyway, we stopped talking after that, and I never really was sure why. But then 2 weeks later, I found out she made a new group for tournaments and didn't include me. I was annoyed because all summer she said, I wanted to play with you. We play together casually all the time, so it's not unusual or anything. So we see each other once a week, but we haven't talked much since the whole thing. She asked one of my friends why I wasn't talking to her and why was I mad, and then she explained everything from my point of view. So I guess the friend explained why the poster was angry to the one who couldn't do the trick shots. This friend then told someone else that she was going to talk about it and never did. Okay, so there's a lot of he said, she said. We're going to not talk to each other. We're going to talk about each other and then have other person deliver the message. That's what's happening here. So then 2 days ago, she texted me about pickleball things, and I replied casually. But now she's trying to open up more of a conversation, and I don't know how to go about it. I feel like she's the talk about you behind your back type, to be honest. Oh, did I just call that? Of course, yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, you're getting that feeling about it. I don't really want to bring up the whole situation, so maybe I should just give it more generic answers until the convo ends. I don't know. Thoughts? Poster, I have lots of amazing thoughts for you, and take them and leave them. Take what works for you, and of course leave what doesn't work for you. What should I do? The very thing that you don't want to do is what I would recommend here. It seems like there's a need for communication that's not being met. You want some clear understanding about what they think and how they feel. And you are concerned that there are things happening that she's not being honest, she's not being genuine with you, she's not really telling you how she feels. She's like saying one thing and then doing the other. Really interesting that she says she can do all kinds of trick shots, but in actuality, she can't do that. She can't do that. So, the one thing that I would recommend is the hardest thing. It's the one that you don't want to do, is to talk about the thing. Talk about the problem that you have. Being honest and open, as I said in the beginning of the episode, sharing your real thoughts and feelings about your experience with her is going to do nothing but bring you closer. And it's going to give you a better understanding of how they see the world and how they see you. And then you can go forward with that. Because right now, you're clouded in confusion about what it is that she wants, how she's going to behave around you. Does she like you? Does she not? What's the deal with creating this whole tournament thing without even talking to you about it? Because, man, aren't you friends? What is that? Right? So to get clarity about that, you want to look directly at those actions and behaviors and talk about how you feel about them. Tell them, express that. Like, hey, if we were to put this into this format that I'd mentioned with your actions and the feeling and then the why behind it. So the actions is you invited me to play pickleball with me all summer, but then you have changed your roster. You changed behind my back. And you're feeling, what I'm going to gather here is confusion. I'm confused about that because you genuinely want to know what happened. No one's telling you anything. You're getting all this information third hand. So I'm confused about that. And why are you confused? Because, I thought we were friends, and I believe friends can talk about things. We can talk to each other. And you said that, you wanted to be my friend. You wanted to hang out with me. So why are you confused? Your actions aren't lining up with your behaviors. So that's worth having a conversation about. You say here at the end, I don't really want to bring up the whole situation. So maybe I should just give more generic answers until the convo ends. I'm curious as to what's stopping you or what feeling you have about bringing up the situation. It may sound like it's familiar to me. It's really familiar to me, not wanting to open up or talk about something that might start a fight, that might get you rejected, that might cause some pain to you. You may want to avoid that because that's what is screaming to me. It's like, no, I don't want to point out this. I don't want to be open about this. I don't want to hear that they might not want to hang out with me or whatever it is. I don't want them to start rumors about me. I don't want to be rejected overall. And so we feel like it's easier to just not talk about it. But it lingers. It stays. It stays with you. It inspired you to write this. You want to do something else. But my advice here would be to talk about the situation that's causing you pain. And there are many different things in your letter that you could talk about. There are specific actions that have caused you to feel some kind of way, like the he said, she said kind of thing. She's not consulting you, or the fact that she was really angry at that time when you were playing pickleball together. Like, you got really angry when we were playing pickleball. I'm confused by that because sometimes bad games happen. Sometimes we're off. It doesn't seem like it was really serious, and you genuinely want to approach them with curiosity. You don't want to have them tell you how they feel and then tell them, "Rawr, no, you can't have your feelings. Bad person for whatever you're expressing. I don't care how you feel. You shouldn't have done this." You want to avoid those things at all costs because it hurts them. They're never going to want to be honest and open with you again. And connection is being able to be honest and open with them. Redditor, thank you so much for asking your question. I know that you didn't ask me to answer it, but I did, and I hope that it helps. Best of luck to you. Take care. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.